Okay, so we're gonna start in a little bit today. We're gonna be doing building up of what we did last week. So we're gonna be building, we're gonna be adding files to the repository in GitHub. So last week we talked about how to join the Slack channel. So if you haven't joined yet, I encourage you to do it. Here's the link. You just click the link and you put your email and you get in there. Then there is information here about GitHub. So, and here's how you create your account and sign up to GitHub. And today we're going to upload a file to GitHub. Also add your own, edit a file or create a new file. And fork. We're not going to do the download because we don't need that. We're going to do a fork a project, and you're going to find out what forking is, and it's fork like a fork to eat. So you just, it's kind of like you fork something, like you're trying to eat a vegetable or a cake or something like that. So they have all these different kind of lingo. So the first thing we're going to do is go to GitHub. So, and you're going to go to your repository. So you have to have this view here. If you don't have the view, you can click on the Octa, on this icon here, the AutoCAD. You can click here and you're going to see all this view that you see here on my screen. Okay, so the couple people are joining. So hello, everybody. If you just joined, we just started, so please go ahead and sign in into GitHub. The online handout is in the chat and also on Slack, and we're just getting started. So go ahead, and if you don't find this view here, just click on the AutoCAD and it takes you there. So again, the handout is on Slack and also in the chat. And you're going to see in the handout in Slack, if you have Slack, you're going to see the handout that we're going to be using today. And also I put here a sample file that you can, if you can, go ahead and download it to your computer so you can upload it later, or you can upload something from your own computer. So we're going to do first, you all created some repositories last week. And so go ahead to the repository where that you created last week. And if you haven't created a repository, like you don't have anything, you can just click new and just build one really fast. So I'm going to go to this one. It says hello world. And if you don't have one that's called hello world, just go to any of the repositories you have. And we're going to create a file right there on GitHub. And we also going to add a file. So when you have this view here that you see on the screen, you're going to have your handler, whatever your handler is, your username, and then you have the name of the repository. Then you're going to, maybe you have a file here, maybe not, it doesn't matter. We're going to create a file. So right here is the main. So we're going to put it in the main branch because it's a brand new file that we're going to create. And then there is a button here. It says add file. So you can click on the caret and you're going to go to create new file. So just click on that where it says create new file. And once you're there, you can type the name of your first file, first file. You just type it like that. And also you can create also sub folder. So you can, by clicking the backslash, like I just did, the backslash on your keyboard, there is a backslash. And when you do that, what it is, this becomes a folder, and then you can create another file. But I'm not going to do that because I don't need to create a folder. But this is a pretty cool thing to do because you can create multiple, you can create really complex folder creations. You need to do that. So I'm just going to make it simple. So I'm going to give it that. Is in the main branch, and then I'm gonna go and copy a code that is on the handout. And let me find my handout here. So if you have this handout open, if you don't have it, let me know and I'll put it up on the chat again. And you're gonna find here the file, the code that I would like to copy. So you can either go and do Control A on your keyboard and then copy, or you can go here and just click copy and it'll clip the whole file.
Do we need to copy that? Because
no.
Okay.
If you have something else you want to copy, you know.
Because my work computer is not allowing me to go to that website. That's why.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's something. You can put it on your phone if you can, if your phone is not a work phone. You can see this on your or on another device if you can. Or when you get home, you can look at it. But if you don't have access to that, you can just type. I just gonna paste it, but you can just type anything. I just wanted to make something that will be something that it will happen if you're working in computers, computer science. So you enter, and like I said, you can enter anything. You can write a novel here if you want to. So here's a preview. So that's the way it's gonna look. And this is just saving it like this. It's like a text file. So it's not gonna run or anything. It's just saving it as a text file. So once you do that, you go back here and you're gonna commit it. So you're gonna have to add it to your repository, and like we did last time. So you're gonna put a new file, and you can put this is pyramid. This file is actually a Python file, and it'll build a pyramid. It'll draw a pyramid, so you can put it here. Code in Python will build a pyramid. Okay, so you can put that description. Also, you can give, is this where we did? Yeah, so you can also, if you built it with somebody that is in GitHub or not in GitHub, you can put, so build for class CS50. So CS50 is actually, they have a site there, or you can put somebody else. You can put an email or anything to give credit to the person to have a reference. So I can put my email. And if you know their GitHub handler, you can put it also there. So you know where this comes from, and also if you want to give credit to whoever helped you doing this, so you can add it there. Then, since this is a brand new file that we are not modifying for an existing file in GitHub, we're going to leave it on main branch. So we're going to ignore the second radial. So we just click commit new file. And then you see the file here. And it was just added now. And here you're gonna see this is just a click here. You're gonna see the code, and I go back here to hello world, and you can see this is just a readme file. So a readme file is something that you wanna add in all of your repositories. And what it is you explain in the readme file the description of your repository. So for example, maybe you are building a project for a class or for work. In the readme file, you're gonna explain what is this for. So others who you will come across your repository in case it's public, or if you are working in a group or in a team, they will know the purpose of this repository, what is it used for, how can they help them, and what can they do, what can they do, and so on. So that's where you will do the readme file. So you go here, you click, you edit, and then you can make, this is testing repository. But if you are doing something for somebody else, you just can make more detailed description of what that is. And you can, if you go on GitHub and find other people's repositories, like you will find that the README file is actually very helpful, because it will have a description of the repository, how you can use it, how it can help you, what it does. And so it's it gives you a lot of useful information. So once you are here, you can also download the file. So there is a, where is it, download the file. You can go to the file, and there is a way to download the file too, in case you wanna download it to your computer. And right now I can find. So here you can copy the path. You can send somebody the path. So what it is here, you can, that's what I always get confused, because I want to download it because that's what I feel like doing it. And so here, when you click this one, this code, you can, here you can copy paste, so you can share it, open in GitHub Desktop. We're going to talk about that next week. And also you can download the whole repository, the whole thing, or just, oh, this is just the file. It's going to no, this is going to be the whole repository. So it's going to download to your computer as a zip file. Add file. So if I click add file, it's just adding file. But in case you find something and you want to download it, you just go here. What I usually sometimes do too, I don't have to I don't want to download, I just go here and I copy paste it so I can use it. Okay, so now we created a file. Now we're going to upload a file. So I put a file here on the, let me go back where I'm supposed to be. Oh, here it is, step 3. I'm now on step 3. In step 3, I put a file here, this pyramid file. Actually, that's not it. The one I just added is not a pyramid, so it's something else. This is a pyramid file. So you can download it also on on Slack. I put it here on the class, Thursday class. You can upload it. So, but you can upload anything you have in your computer. I just want to give you some samples in case you don't have any. So we're going to add a file. So here you find your repository. Then you're going to go here where it says add a file and click on the caret. And then you're gonna go upload file. And then you're gonna go on your computer and find the file you wanna upload, or you can just drag it if you have a handy. Like I don't have a handy, so I made it do it the old way because I don't have a handy. But if you have a handy, you can just drag it there. So I just gonna choose this one. It's a Python file, and then you can also explain here what is that. So this one is a pyramid. The other one wasn't. But the pyramid file, Python file, and then here you can also reference other people who maybe help you or that you work with them. So give credit. So you can add that. So I just gonna put, Roblox didn't help me. I just gonna put it in there so you can see what it looks like. And take the quotes out of it. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna use the main branch since I'm not modifying anything that is already exists in GitHub. It's a brand new file, and I commit the change. And now I have these 3 files. So the first one is we type it or copy paste it, same thing. This one we brought up. So you see the extension here is py. Well, the extension here is not. So you click on this one and you're gonna see it recognizes it's Python. So it looks different than this other one, which is also Python, but we didn't put an extension code, extension to this file. So this is just a regular text file. And this is a Python file. So it recognizes that. Okay, any questions with that? And I think you can change it to where you can put, maybe we can edit it. No, edit, yeah. So let's do the extension and see if it recognizes. So here, added py extension and commit change. And yeah, it recognizes, so the color changed. So pretty cool. So now it recognizes that because I put the py extension. And the same thing is you have CSS, HTML, or something similar, another extension file, you can do that. So any questions so far? I feel like I'm going too fast, and I don't know if everybody is catching up or not, because I feel like I'm going too fast. But you guys let me know if it went too fast or I can repeat anything. All good. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the people in Slack. Awesome. Yeah, this is, I will suggest you just do it a couple times until you feel comfortable and it start making sense in your head. And also if it's applicable, if it works for the workflow that you wanna use Slack GitHub with. So the next one, we did all this really fast, so you know how to create a file on GitHub, upload a file that you might have, and we're going to go now to fork. Fork is where the power is in GitHub. This is where things actually get interesting. So we're going to go to this. If you have the online handout, you're going to go to this. You're going to click here where it says AutoCAD spoon / knife. You just click on it and it'll take you to the repository. If not, I'm going to give you the link, and I'm going to put it here on the chat, and also I'm going to put it here on Slack. So you can go to the repository. So it's a testing repository that GitHub gives us. So we are not bothering people that we don't know, random people out there that we're going to be forking their repository. So forking is mainly, like I say, it's a fork refers to a fork, like an eating fork. So you're going to go into a repository that somebody else made, that had made it public, and also has made it possible for anyone to fork. Not everybody will give you that privilege, but most people will give you the privilege because there is open source, and a lot of developers put code out there so people find bugs and help them find bugs. So if you are one of those people that like to find bugs and give help developers or people who needs that ask others for help. So what you do is you're gonna go into the repository that lives with somebody like yours, like your repositories. You know, these repositories we created last week, they live with you. They are yours. So we're gonna go to somebody else's and we're gonna fork it. So basically put a fork on it and bring it to your plate, bring it to your site. So their repository is gonna remain intact, and you can do whatever you want on your site, and he's not gonna know or she's not gonna know what you're doing until you propose changes. So whenever you propose changes, then he'll get or she'll get a notification, hey, somebody is proposing changes, let me look at it. So this is a testing file called OctaCat. So you're gonna go here to this repository, and you're gonna see it says OctaCat spoon knife. So this is a testing file, so you can go and fork it as many times as you want, and nobody is gonna yell at you. So, you know, I yell at you, I mean, like, they're not gonna care because they know it's a testing file. If you go into, I don't know, somebody else's that works in Google and you start forking, and maybe that he'll have a record that you've been forking his or her repository. So, which is, most people are very cool about it, but if you don't want to know, you want them to know why they're doing that. So we're gonna do the testing. So when we do that, since everybody went to this OctaCat spoon knife, so everybody found it easy? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, cool. So you're gonna find here where it says fork, all the way to the right top of the screen, there is gonna be a fork. If the fork is not there, then the repository is not allowed to be fork. So you're gonna click there, okay? And then it's gonna show up your handler. So it's gonna ask you, where should we fork spoon knife? So if you have, maybe you have other handlers, but I'm just gonna choose this one. And then it says it's doing the fork. And this is almost like an image of that original file. So you can do whatever you want to it, and the owner is not gonna know. So, which is makes, you know, if something goes bad, the owner is not gonna get affected. So now, when you fork that, you're gonna see that you're gonna show up here. You're gonna see the original repository is here. this is the original. You see it has like a square, like a TV here. But the one that lives in your repository is the one that has your handler. So for me, it is a WV. For you, it could be something else. That's the one where you're gonna work. So you're gonna click there, and you see I have another fork here for CS50, and I have some other ones that I have forked before. So you click in that one that says your handler name, your GitHub handler name dash spoon knife, and you click on that. And here's where we're gonna make changes. So, so is everybody's here on this part? Okay, cool. Thank you. So then we're gonna go to the style CSS. So that's a cascade for HTML, and you're gonna click on that, and we're gonna change it. So click on that, and you're gonna see a spoon knife style CSS, and we're gonna edit it. And then you can go anywhere here. I'm gonna go to the last line, and I'm gonna write, this is a new line. You can write anything you want, or you can change anything here that you want. Maybe make this the width smaller. Maybe change the colors, or you can put here Arial for the font, and change whatever you want. There is nothing is gonna hurt. You can change this. You can put whatever you want. Nothing is gonna hurt. And then you're gonna put here, this is a test to learn how to use fork. Okay, and then since this is a brand new, this is your first file that you gonna bring from the repository that you fork, we just leave it in the commit, in the main branch. If tomorrow you decide you want to make a change to this file that you already added this line, but you want to keep working in parallel, another version, so you create a new branch. But at this moment, we just stay at the main branch because this is our first revision. So you commit the change, okay? So you commit the change, and you'll see there are two contributors here. There is me, and then this is the original owner. Okay, everybody got that? Okay, so now we're gonna propose, or imagine like, oh, I found out a better way to do this. I'm gonna tell the owner of the repository. So we're gonna go here to pull request. In this tab, it says pull request. And then you're gonna create a new pull request. And this is the interesting part here. This is what it's telling. So first is comparing. Here is telling you the base repository is the AutoCAD spoon knife. So that's the original owner. So here is the base, and then this other repository, I hope you can see it. Let me make it bigger. It has my GitHub handler dash spoon knife. So it's telling, is showing us the transaction that is going on. So I'm in this repository that lives with me and is asking for, is proposing a change to the original owner. And then you're gonna see the changes here. So this is what I changed. So the original owner is gonna see this. So I changed this. I changed this. I changed it to Arial. The original was Monaco. So the original was 384. I changed it to 320, and I added this line. Okay, so this is my proposed change. And now I'm gonna create the pull request. So you just click here on the pull request when you're done. And then you can put more information here, change for propose new version. And if you can give more information there, and then you're gonna create the pull request. So this is a message that the owner that you are, the base repository is gonna see. You create the pull request. And this is the receipt that you created a pull request to the base repository, to the owner's the base repository. So this is what you have, and this is the conflict have no match is because you're not in another branch, and you can leave more comments here, and that's done. And you can see here, it went from my repository to this repository. So everybody good? Everybody understood?
So a pull request is when you take something that you had worked on and you put it back to the source?
You don't put it back, you are proposing it. Okay. So you are letting the owner know, hey, this is what I think it'll work better. And that's it. It stays there. So he'll get the message that you're proposing this new version. So the next process, you go here to I'm just gonna go to the original repository. And then you're gonna see here where it says pull request, because this is a testing repository. You're gonna have a lot of pull requests. You're gonna see the one that you made. So did you guys recognize your names there? Did you see your names? So somebody here, somebody there, somebody there. This is the one I did, somebody. So you're gonna see all these people are doing the same thing we're doing right now. So this is abnormal. Usually repositories are not gonna have 5K requests. So what is gonna happen, the owner of this repository is gonna go through this pull request on their side and look at each one. I cannot see them because I'm not the owner. The owner can see them. And if somebody does that to you, if somebody proposes a change to you, you're gonna be able to see it. When that happens, then you'll decide whether to merge, to accept the pull request or not. Okay? Okay, cool. So, so you can, like I said, you can do this over and over until you feel comfortable, and maybe ask somebody to do maybe a propose to you, so you can see what's happening on your end. So that would be also interesting to see, so you can see from your end if you approve, how the approval going. So any questions about that? Okay, so this is more or less what's the process of the forking. And So the owner will review the proposed changes and accept those that AutoCAD wants to accept, and we allow the merges. I put here more information about how you can allow a journal, allow others to do the fork on your repository. Also, this is a link to find projects where you can collaborate. So you can maybe, these are gonna be requests of other people that are working, and maybe they are looking for collaborators and people to help them catch up the bugs. Because when developers need other people to see different angles of the code, and it's just a collaborative effort. So this is a great way if you are looking to create a portfolio of code, you can start finding a project that you can help and pitch in, and that will show up on GitHub that you're helping somebody. So that's, you will fork and then propose changes, and they will tell you yes or not, and they so it's a learning process. Okay, so like I said, today we went really early, really fast. So any questions? Nope. So for next week, we're going to do, we're gonna download the GitHub Desktop. The GitHub Desktop is a way to, you can code and synchronize your IDE. If your IDE lives in your computer, you can synchronize your IDE with GitHub. So while you are writing your files, they're gonna sync with GitHub, and they will upload directly to the cloud, the GitHub cloud, to the website. So you don't have to do what we just did, the adding, the editing, creating a file. You don't have to do that anymore if you have that GitHub Desktop app. It'll sync with your IDE. Well, not all IDEs, but you can sync it where it'll, as soon as you finish something, a file, you can commit it from your computer, and then it'll go to the GitHub cloud, and it'll update into your repository directly. So you don't have to do what we just did. And the other thing we're gonna attempt to do next time is do Git. And Git is the interface, the GUI interface, where you can use code to upload all your files and sync it into GitHub. So the desktop is easy, very friendly to use, is easier than doing the cloud. The GitHub, you have to use Git code to do it. So so that will be next week. Any questions? I'm gonna stop the recording. So if anybody has any questions.